I certainly enjoyed our conversation together with Carol, and I'm very pleased to be able to introduce our keynote speaker. I've gotten to know Jeff Hamel recently as part of a project that Fannie Mae has been working on with Google to research how energy efficiency relates to sustainable home ownership. Now, I have to tell you, for a company like mine, at Fannie Mae, having a company like Google interested in the housing space opens a world of possibilities. Now, housing needs more innovators willing to push past old ways of doing business. We need innovation to solve our challenges, and we need it at scale. Now, Jeff Hamel is one of those innovators. He spent much of his career developing new ways to think about energy use with stints at the Electric Power Research Institute, General Electric, and Nest. Jeff is currently Director of Energy and Enterprise Partnerships at Google. He's responsible for Google's strategic partnerships with a wide variety of organizations, from electric and gas utilities to solar providers, and even a few housing-related companies such as Fannie Mae. One way or another, all of these partnerships are aimed at finding new ways to deploy technology in the service of housing affordability and sustainability. I know you're as interested as I am in hearing more about Google's vision for its role in housing, so please join me in welcoming Jeff to the stage.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Dave, thank you very, very much. This is an incredible opportunity to be here with everyone today. I'm, like Dave and like Carol, extremely excited about the agenda and really getting into the discussion that is prepared today. Thank you to the Turner Center. Thank you to Fannie Mae for organizing this event and asking me to be part of this. I want to just start really quickly with really an observation that I had as I was preparing for the session today. I definitely know how it can feel or look having somebody from Google in San Francisco talking about affordable housing. But over the past 20 years, Google has been working to provide services, products, and platforms to really help drive economic growth throughout the world. And I hope today I'm able to showcase some of those great opportunities and work that is being done across the organization by some really incredible people. This opportunity that we have today to talk about the work that Google is doing and the impact that we're able to make around affordability and affordable housing, I think is one that is really inspirational. And speaking of inspiration, I think the Google mission does an incredible job capturing that very well. Our mission is to organize the world's information, make it universally accessible and useful. And I want to come back to the universally accessible piece of this, because I think it's important to know that the work that we're doing is not just for a few, but it is truly for all. Last year alone, Google's economic benefit resulted in over $280 billion of economic benefit over in society across 1.5 million both for-profit and nonprofit organizations. So it truly is an opportunity for us to take the great work that is being done across the company and make sure that it is being available for everybody. Today with you, and I have a brief period of time here, but I want to showcase really two great examples of work being done across the company. As David mentioned, I came from Nest with the Google team, and I'm extremely excited to be able to talk about the Power Project, an initiative that we launched earlier this year. And the second project I want to just highlight and showcase is the Grow with Google initiative that was launched last year by our CEO, Sundar Pichai. Both of these projects, I think, represent great opportunities to showcase two areas, one being the technology gap that exists in society, and one being a skills gap that also exists in society today that all of us together can do something about. I want to start with the Nest Power Project. For many of us in the room, this issue may be pretty far off. If you haven't experienced it firsthand, this may be something you're not too familiar with. But over 35 million households in America struggle and have to make real trade-offs every day between food, housing costs, energy costs, and health and education. This issue is real, and it is something that we're trying to really look at what we can be doing as a technology company to make an impact on. Utility costs place a significant financial burden on over 35 million moderate and low-income single-family houses across the U.S. today. That's 1 in every 4 homes. I'm going to roll a quick video here to show you what we're doing with the Power Project. Please.
Being in a basement-style apartment, I found out that the insulation here isn't that great, so I'll put towels up against the windows and under the doors just to make sure it stays insulated in here.
Thank you, Daddy.
There's days it's colder inside than it is outside.
Big kisses.
The success that everybody around you has, you want that too, but the struggle is real, like, we have it hard.
This year, Nest is launching a 5-year commitment to lighten the energy burden. By working with partners to make 1 million energy and money-saving smart thermostats available to homes in need, and every new Habitat for Humanity home built in the U.S. this year. And by raising awareness, matching donations, and providing relief. So that every family can have light in the dark and heat in the cold. Learn about the energy burden in your neighborhood at nest.com/powerproject.
The Power Project is a really incredible example of true partnership. This is something we're not doing alone. As it was mentioned in the video, we are working with organizations from local and state weatherization agencies, local electric and gas utilities, and as well as incredible organizations like Fannie Mae. The Power Project has been the work that has actually led us to our partnership with Fannie Mae, and specifically Fannie Mae's duty to serve obligation that they have. So we're extremely excited to continue to work with partners like Fannie Mae and others to bring technology such as Nest thermostats into homes to really help them reduce the energy burden that may exist in those households. I want to showcase one other quick part of the Power Project. Like housing, energy is incredibly local. So we built a site at Nest Power Project to really showcase this specifically. It allows users to be able to go to the site, enter a zip code, and to be able to see what resources may be available, and for those that really feel compelled to be able to make a donation to those organizations that are doing something locally about this specific issue. And I think most importantly, it also allows people who need help to be able to get that help locally from organizations such as the water company or the electric company or the gas company. This incredible campaign has had over 150 million media impressions since we launched at Earth Day this year, 10 million video views, 250,000 visits to our site, and over 400 press articles and syndicates. So we're extremely excited about the work that this project has led to and the awareness of this issue that it has driven. I want to shift gears just a little bit here to talk about the second point, and that is really the skills and opportunity gap that exists. I want to showcase this quote from Fannie Mae's Jeff Hayward, which I think really touches on this exact point very specifically. The issue of affordable housing and affordability is not singular. It is very complicated, as David said and Carol said, and I think it's important to note that employment plays such a critical role in all of this. Almost 70 million American workers, accounting for nearly half of the entire workforce, work in low-wage service jobs, taking home less than $35,000 a year, compared to the average wage of $50,000 of all workers, and more than $80,000 for knowledge workers. This issue is important to understand and really think about how we can make a real impact. This opportunity gap is real, and as we think about nearly half of the population that's entering into the workforce between 18 and 25 feel that they have the proper skills to really compete and be valuable and add to these jobs today. The World Economic Forum did a survey recently and estimated that about a third of the jobs that will be available in 2020, just nearly almost 1 year away, do not have the skill force, the workforce to be able to service those that are common today. So I think this is a really important opportunity for a couple reasons. These jobs are growing at an incredibly fast rate, and most importantly, they're paying a premium salary. So it's important to understand what can be done to really address this and get at equipping the workforce today to compete with these jobs in society. I want to showcase a quick film on the new program that we rolled out last year called Grow with Google. Please.
So what advice would you give to people just starting out?
I would say do not wait for a perfect moment. You have so many tools at your fingertips. Just go for it.
My dad had to close the doors of the family bakery, and I wanted to rebuild that business. But in order to make this thing last, I had to learn about some of the things my dad didn't have.
Our kids bought us a quilt machine and asked me if I wanted to do tutorials, and I was like, sure, honey, what's a tutorial?
Now we're at 300,000 subscribers.
I have some experience in computers, but what I needed was a direction.
I took a class that taught me the basics of how to get the business online. That was where I started reimagining myself. I'm an entrepreneur. I could do this.
Whether you're a teacher, a business owner, or just want to take the next step in your career, you can find free tools and training to grow your skills at google.com/grow.
So Grow with Google is really an incredible opportunity for folks, whether it's students or teachers, to bring tools inside or outside of the classroom, for startups and businesses that are really looking to take their business to the next level and connect with users really around the world, or really for displaced workers that are looking for a new job and looking to really grow their skills and move forward. One of my favorite examples is this group out of Pikeville, Kentucky. It's a company called BitSource. There was a lot of media coverage on this about 2 years ago. This is displaced coal miners that have turned themselves into coders working to develop apps and websites and help put people in today's society really excel and grow. I think this is a great example of a lot of the opportunity that really exists to bring forward today's new digital skills that are going to be more desirable in the future. I'm happy to announce that next month, December 12th, there will be the first Grow with Google session here in California. We've had 24 of these sessions across the U.S. and have engaged and trained over 12,000 folks this past year. The December 12th session will be in Redwood City, so I'd encourage everyone to go online and sign up if you're interested in attending. In summary, I just want to highlight really this idea around opportunity for everybody. I think this is super important relative to the mission of Google and relative to these two issues that we're really trying to move forward around closing the opportunity gap and closing this technology gap that can exist. It is important that we all work together to bring opportunity to everybody and to help close these gaps so that everyone can be successful. And I think it's equally important to note that everyone in the room here has a very specific role to play in moving this forward. Big companies like Google are doing a lot to move this forward, but we absolutely cannot do it alone. And I think everyone here has a very specific and important role to play in addressing this affordability challenge and the affordable housing crisis that we face. So I'm looking forward to interacting with everybody here today. Looking forward to a few questions that Carol and I are going to take from the group. But thank you guys very much for your time.
So thank you, Jeff. That was just awesome. I learned a lot, and I really enjoyed it. And I have to say, have you been hiding your light under a bushel here? Because I didn't know about a lot of these exciting efforts going on at Google. So it's
pretty incredible.
It's very incredible, and really great to hear you give it all to us. So so we have our. This is kind of my first time doing the virtual Q&A with questions up here, but here's our first question, which is, how challenging is it to convert older stick-built homes into structures that can be fully data-enabled?
That's a good question. I think the construction piece of this, and we've been working with a lot of new construction as well as retrofit, trying to bring technology into homes. And I think because a lot of the technology that is being built and deployed today is designed to be do-it-yourself and self-installed, I think it's a lot easier than people may think.
So can you talk just quickly about Nest? I mean, how hard is, this is for my own personal information, right? How hard is it to do
Most
that.
Nest thermostats are installed by the users themselves and installed in under 30 minutes. Pretty straightforward technology and pretty straightforward experience. So, yeah, I think that the perception of a lot of this technology can be much greater than the reality. So, there is a fairly low barrier to getting this adopted.
Great. Well, what about, the cost associated for lower income households? So like the cost of, maybe not just Nest, but other technology enabled.
Yeah. So that's where I think partnerships become really critical. So as I mentioned, we're working a lot with state and local agencies, state weatherization agencies, CAP agencies, the utilities themselves to really try to bring this technology forward, because these programs are not new. I think what we're trying to do is to drive new innovation and new business models into the existing programs that have been working for a while.
So maybe just, one last question here. How do the partnerships work? I mean, what's your experience with, so you have a partnership with Fannie Mae. It sounds like you have some partnerships with governmental organizations. How do those work?
Yeah, I mean, what we try to do with any partnership is really approach it from a goals-first perspective. So the goals of Fannie Mae, for instance, really helping to facilitate their duty to serve obligations and how we can help them with that, bringing more stability into low and moderate income programs and markets. Specifically with a electric or a gas utility, working to meet their obligations around energy efficiency goals, whether that's for market income or even low income programs. We're able to work with them in partnership to do that.
Fantastic. Well, look, I think we're going to end this, take a quick break so that we can reset the stage for the first panel, and I want everybody back here 10:30. So thank you, Jeff, so much. It's really been enlightening.
Appreciate it. Thank you.